Hey everybody, this is Jo, and I'm here in my Houston, Texas garden, and I'm in Zone 9A, and I have been asked a couple of questions about my climbing roses and what I have them trained on and how I do it. And so, starting out with the disclaimer that I am not an expert on climbing roses, that's for sure, but I do have a couple of different ways that I do it. When we moved in, there were already supports like this. It's a heavy gauge wire that has got a sort of soft plastic coating, and it is run through eye hooks in the wall, and that was already there, and I do like that a lot, and we do use it. I have since added through more of the same kind of little hooks. I have added, we have added wire, and I've got that in sort of little diamond patterns, as you can see. And so the other thing I have things trained on is this, and it's new on this side. I have a rose trained on the other side on this cattle fencing, which was also here when we moved in. And so I train it on that as well, on this kind of cattle fencing that is attached with these big old stapley things into the fence posts. So the best example I can show you is getting ready to bloom. This is a fairly new rose with fairly new diamonds in wire up on the wall. So this rose is probably 2 years old, and I think it's called Felicia. So I've kind of have one, pretty slim stalk coming up, and then I have pretty much trained it to go this way. I'm getting ready to add some more diamonds on this side to give it more room. But you can see I have bent everything over. There's my favorite dog who lives next door. She loves me. So one of the things I've learned is there's a very nice little lizard in there, is that if you put a little tension on a rose cane, it will send shoots up. Like here, I've got an older cane, and I've tied it sideways, and it has put new sprouts up here. Whoops, I'm caught, my sweater's caught. New sprouts up here and here, and another one that's come out here. That's all from this, let's see. Oh, I got a couple of canes on here. But if you put pressure here, just a little bit of tension, and tie it gently. I'll give an example on here. If I tied this like this, it would encourage the little nodes here all along the top to send up new shoots, like this one, right? And then it's got the flower buds on the end. So I hope I'm making sense. So here we had work done on the foundation and had a big hole dug here, and it's really damaged this rose. So I will not put any real stress on a new cane. You see how that's super tender. It's got its new little leaves, and I might put a little bit of pressure just to tie it gently to get it going towards the wall. But an older cane, I will put a significantly larger amount of tension on it. This has got a new little baby here. This was broken off, bent when the work was done. But this cane is actually thick enough and strong enough. You can see how this one is kind of still reddish brown. It's really soft. This one is more sturdy, greener, and I feel like I could put tension to make that go that way. So if I let this get a little bit longer, and if I was going to tie it up there when it got a little longer, I would be encouraging shoots along the top of this rose as it went like that. So what I will do, I'm getting ready to tie this up. Now, it's just me, so I need 3 hands to really show you. But I'm gonna do a couple of things here. This is a new rose here called Cecile Brunner. And normally, like if I was trying to train this on the fence, this is a very new rose. And you can see it's still very tender at the top, but I would gently get that going that way. You can see how this is a little bit older cane that's a couple of weeks old, and I would feel pretty comfortable putting a little pressure on that. This really rose did not do well. This is Mrs. B. Arcant. I lost one completely here. This one is older, and so the thing that survived is that big stalk right there, and it's, you know, it's like a year old, and it's very sturdy. This one, with its darker sort of reddish cane, is much newer, very tender. It's brand new, so I wouldn't really put, other than to just let it go, to tell it a little bit where I want it to go, but you put too much pressure on that and that will break that. But this one that's been around for a year, I have no problem. I'm gonna tie this. You can see where my tie is ready to go. I'm gonna pull this. It's already doing some little things by itself. It's already got little pieces coming up. But I am going to put a lot of pressure on this older cane, and I'm gonna tie it. You can see how far I'm pulling it, but that will encourage growth. So I'm gonna have that be horizontal, and that will encourage growth all across there. So I'm gonna do that. I'm not training this on the fence. I'm getting ready to get I needed my husband's big car to put a big trellis here, and I will train those as they get older and sturdier. I will train them up and either onto the roof or maybe across the top under the eave of the garage. But roses are really tough when the cane has been around for a while, and you can put a lot of pressure and you can bend it. You can really tell what you want it to do. But anything that's new growth, that's that different kind of, you can tell it's a different color, and it's very tender, and so you can break that off really easily, even just bending it, and then you're done. So this is coming out this direction, this new. I don't want that. I want it to go that way. So I will very gently just pin it, but I won't put pressure on it. I'm just gonna pin it a little closer to the fence so that eventually, when it toughens up, I can train that to go across as well. So I've got this one I'll train here, and I think that new one I may train here to get it so I'll have 2 horizontal. But that's gonna have to toughen up a lot before I can put that much pressure on it to get it over there. Well, I hope that was somewhat helpful. I'll end on Mrs. Doubtfire, who is my little garden helper. Say bye-bye.